Welcome to the show, Rizal.
Thank you very much.
We are very delighted to have you here. Okay, Rizal, usually we start every session with a bit of intro and understanding where you have started from. I understand that you refer to yourself as an international learning facilitator
Yep.
rather than a trainer. Can you explain?
Well, I'm referred to many things actually. International learning facilitator. I'm also a body language profiler. I'm a hypnotherapist. I'm a Sabah practitioner. I'm a SOIF coach. There's a whole list of names. But the number one thing is, yes, international learning facilitator. International, why? Because I do work in 9 countries. Learning facilitator, not trainer. Trainer to me is like elephant trainer, dog trainer. You want to train animals, you become a trainer. Yeah, and I'm not memperendahkan. I'm not saying that they're not good people. They're good people. I mean, they're able to tell elephants to roll and eat and jump and stuff. But to train is to train animals. Walk, jump, sit. Yeah. But with humans, no. Humans don't cooperate that way. They don't compute that way. You cannot even teach humans. Yeah, I say you facilitate the learning for them. Yeah, I always bring that analogy of you can bring a horse to water, but you cannot force it to drink. Why you cannot force it to drink?
Because the horse is not thirsty?
Because the horse is not thirsty yet. Yeah. So we, in terms of giving knowledge to people, sharing knowledge to people, we need to make that knowledge so exciting that people start to salivate, start to get excited. And when they're so excited, anything that comes out from your mouth, they'll just take it up. So I'm a learning facilitator. I facilitate learning. I don't teach people. Yeah. I make them so excited in the subject that I want to bring that they will suck it up so quickly, very fast, based on what they see, what they hear, the activities they do. So it's all planned out. I call myself the architect of that. You know, the Prophet Muhammad, he said, all these places of learning is taman-taman syurga, gardens of paradise. So I view that as people like us standing in front of this group of people in a class, in a meeting, in a kuliah. You are the architect of that taman syurga. You are the architect of that gardens of paradise. It means that everything you do, everything you say, whatever video you show, whatever music you play, there must be a plan to it. There must be a reason to it, not just doing it for the fun of it. Yeah. So I facilitate learning in that sense. Yeah. So I call myself a learning facilitator, not a trainer. So it's like trainer is like that. Learning facilitator is like that. It's like you when you want to go for your training certificate, you go for a TTT, I suppose. A TTT to me is like, you want to drive, you have to have a license, driving license, right? You want to be a stunt driver, you join the learning facilitator facility. Yeah, that's learning facilitator.
What a start to the session.
Yeah. Usually we will wait until end of the video to go to the comment section, see what's happening. But I will be looking at the comment section within the first 5 minutes of this video.
The result came out with guns blazing.
Yes. Okay. We kind of like that. All right.
Yeah.
Strong opinion. I'm sure some will agree, some will disagree. But we will read about it in the comment section.
Sure, they will disagree. But I must make that stand in the sense of whatever knowledge that you share. It may be knowledge on how to cook or how to make a drink or mathematics. Whatever knowledge you share is God's knowledge. Therefore, the person who's presenting that knowledge must present it at a very, 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 very high standard. It's not just for the sake of just opening your mouth and talk. No. There must be purpose. There must be structure. There must be planning. So, yeah, I take it to that level.
Great.
Nice. You have been in this industry for 20 years. Was there any particular experience that changed the way you view learning?
20 years in 9 countries. You're exposed to, at first I thought I needed to adapt to every audience. Then I understood that what I really need to learn is the learning culture of a certain group of people. Yeah. For example, if I were to do my Take Charge program, my anchor program in Malaysia, 1 day is sufficient. But if I do the same program in India, it takes me 3 days. The same 1 day program takes 3 days. Why? Because the learning culture in India is they need to come together and discuss and find the root of the learning and then go to the next point. Yeah. So a 1 day program, which normally takes a Take Charge program, normally 1 day, in India it takes 3 days. So I need to adapt to that learning culture. In the Arab countries, I noticed that everybody needs to be given the opportunity to give an opinion. In the end, if my opinion is totally different from them, it's okay because I allowed them to give their opinions. So the ability to be able to allow them, yeah, that's about understanding their learning culture. In Malaysia, it's the same. I mean, if I do the program in Take Charge in Kedah, northern of Malaysia, I'll say, let's take charge, jom kita take charge. And they'll say, tak apa. You know, and it's very slow, very take it easy kind of atmosphere. But if I do the same program in Sarawak, then the learning culture there, from the very word that comes out from my mouth until the very end of the program, is so excitement at high level all the time. So in that 20 years, one of the biggest learning I had is to understand people's learning culture very fast. Yeah, to understand that and to adapt very fast. And once you understand it and adapt the learning culture, adapting to other things will be easier. Yeah, for example, when you go to Bangladesh, I will have to speak English Bangladesh. For example, we call handphones, they call mobile. We call aircon, they call AC. Yeah. There was a time when I was doing a program in Bangladesh and I said, are you finished? They were doing an activity. I said, are you finished? I said, don't talk, are you finished, sir? If are you finished means, are you dead?
Okay.
So you must say, are you done?
Are you done?
And then, okay, yeah, are you done? Totally. Okay. So once you adapt the learning culture, you easily adapt to their other things, to their language, to their habits. And the best thing is, because you do that, they'll adapt to you. Sometimes we feel that our slang is the best slang, but then suddenly you notice nobody understands you. So once you start to adapt to them, they'll adapt to you. They'll adapt to your slangs. They'll adapt to your language. They adapt to your speed. But you have to start off first. You have to adapt to them first. So that's my biggest learning after 20 years.
Nice.
Rizal, you started with mentioning these yourself, that your work spans from NLP, hypnotherapy, body language profiling, coaching, and above all of them, facilitation
Right.
for learning, right? I'm just wondering, how did you put them all together?
Body language, NLP, hypnotherapy, hypnosis, they're all tools in your toolbox. Meaning to say, one day I meet a group of people, probably I use these few tools and it works. So my job is to fill my toolbox with as many tools as possible, knowing the fact that I probably meet one day a group of people that probably I would have to just not take this tool, cannot, take this tool, cannot. Maybe I'll modify the tool. So how I do that? Well, that takes practice lah. That takes practice and experience. The most important thing here, actually, Hamid, is to make sure that you have as many tools as possible. Because you just don't know who you're going to meet in the future. Yeah? Having those tools is important. So what does that mean to me? Continue learning. Yeah? Don't be satisfied with the tools that you already have. How some people they say, I have body language, I have NLP, that's sufficient, that's good. I'm known for that, fine. But then you stop learning. And when you stop learning, what happens?
You learn.
When you stop learning, you become arrogant.
Mm.
Yeah? You start to say, I know everything in the world. And when you start to have that kind of attitude, then you tend to say, everybody's wrong and I'm right. So I make sure I fill my toolbox with as many tools as possible. In fact, presently I'm learning how to do tadabbur of the Quran, and that's a tool that I need not only for myself, but I'm sure it'll be useful for everybody else when I do my programs. Yeah, so yeah, it's using those tools. Yeah.
So basically, what you're saying is that if you stop learning, that's a sign of arrogance.
Oh yeah.
You think you're full of yourself and you think you know everything, and that's the only time that you will stop learning.
Right.
I love that.
Right.
Very nice.
Nice. And you have worked with organizations from corporate clients to government agencies, right? What is the one lesson that applies regardless of the audience?
Everybody has something they want, and not necessarily they know what they want. For example, I have corporate companies and say, Rizal, we need to do a team building. And I say, okay, why do you want to do a team building? And they start to say, well, it's because these people are not communicating with one another. In fact, when somebody speaks, nobody's listening. And then the more I listen to them, I said, you don't need a team building. You need a communications program. People often come to you with all kinds of reasons why they need to do training. But they themselves don't know why they do. Yeah. So my job is to find out as many things as possible. So I'll ask them, what 3 things do you want to see improve with this group of people at the end of the day with me? When they tell me those 3 things, then I'll say, okay, the program you need will be this. And then I know what program will be suitable for them. Yeah. If they don't, in fact, in the example I told you about the group who wanted a communications program instead, yeah. When I said you need a communications program, I said, oh, it's because we only know this word team building. So from my point of view, one big lesson I learned from these corporate companies, either it's government officers or even schools even, we need to play the role of asking them, what actually do you need? And sometimes they don't need the problem. Sometimes it's because of one person in the office who is a big problem and the whole company goes for a team building. But the issue is just that one person. So I say, okay, hang on. If I solve this guy's one problem, would you need to go for a team building? No. Okay, then let me talk to the guy lah, one-on-one. Yeah. So we need to find out what people need. Sometimes they themselves don't know. Yeah.